And good evening once again. Day 1286 of the Trump administration, leaving 98 days until the presidential election. Well, it took just over a week, but the president has managed to fully revive the mood and feeling of those previous coronavirus briefings. Today sounded more like early to mid-pandemic Trump, declaring much of the country looks pretty good to him and recommending we take hydroxychloroquine. He also lamented Dr. Fauci's popularity compared to his. All of this as Americans remain unwelcome, barred from traveling in most of the world. All of this on the day the U.S. death toll surpassed 150,000. The state of Florida, in particular, in fact, set a one-day record of nearly 200 deaths. At the podium today, the president was defending a doctor in a video he retweeted. She claims to have the cure for the coronavirus and says masks are unnecessary.
That's recommendations of many other people, including doctors. Many doctors think it is extremely successful, the hydroxychloroquine, coupled with the zinc. I happen to believe in it. I would take it. As you know, I took it for a 14-day period, and I'm here. There was a group of doctors yesterday, a large group that were put on the Internet, and for some reason the Internet wanted to take them down and took them off. They're very respected doctors. There was a woman who was spectacular in her statements about it, that she's had tremendous success with it.
The woman that you said was a great doctor in that video that you retweeted last night said that masks don't work and there is a cure for COVID-19, both of which health experts say is not true. She's also made videos saying that doctors make medicine using DNA from aliens and that they're trying to create a vaccine.
I thought she was very impressive. I thought her voice was an important voice, but I know nothing about her.
Indeed, the doctor has talked about demon sperm, about spontaneous pregnancies, and alien DNA. Her name is Stella Emanuel. She's a pediatrician in Houston and a local minister there. She operates a medical clinic in a strip mall next to her church called Firepower Ministries, and here is a sampling.
So God decided to destroy the world and start with the seed of Noah. When God destroyed the earth at that time, what happened? What happened to these 30-foot Nephilims that were walking the earth? Those giants. They got flooded, so their flesh, they could not really die. Because this, they got flooded and their flesh got pulverized. But what happened to the spirits? This mixed breed, there are still Nephilims around today. And they still do one thing. They're still lost after human beings.
As for her advice on hydroxychloroquine, the FDA has put out strong warnings about the use of the drug in COVID clinical trials. Were we right at the top of the broadcast in saying, in effect, this was a reset? Today in the briefing room was much more like early to mid-pandemic Trump.
Yeah, I think that's right. Last week, of course, he began having these briefings all over again. That in itself seemed to be a signal that he was taking it a little bit more seriously than he had in the previous few weeks as these spikes have ravaged the South and West. He urged masks. He urged avoiding packed bars. He promised a relentless effort. He said, in fact, that things were going to get worse before they were better. Today, I think you heard him sort of revert to some of what we had heard before that, which is grasping onto conspiracy theories and sort of wild internet claims rather than the assertions of his own federal health officials. This is a president for whom the CDC works, the HHS works, the NIH works. He has the best federal scientists around, and he's trolling the internet looking for anybody, people he doesn't know, people who are relying on alien DNA for validation of his hope that this virus is somehow about to be over behind him in time for this fall's election.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.